Monday, after I finished talking to Dad, I sat down on the couch. I figured I deserved to reward myself with TV after a long day of being an ultimate alpha male. All was going well until Manny came up to me, and you won't believe what he said.
Beta!
After he said that, I stuffed him into a pillowcase and slammed him into the wall multiple times. That should teach him a lesson. Tuesday, I think Manny died. It's been one day now, and he still hasn't gotten out of the pillowcase. Well, that's what the little shit gets for calling me a beta male. The end, I guess. Friday. Well, today was certainly a day. If you've been reading up to now, you're probably wondering how it went. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack. So I went looking for Bryce after lunch, and sure enough, I found him. He was with his friends and a couple of girls. So I made sure to get his attention loud and clear. Hey, Bryce! When they looked at me, I told Bryce that his reign was over, and that once I'm done with him, I'm going to be the alpha male of the school. And to make sure that I establish my dominance overtly and subconsciously, I used my body language to convey to Bryce that I was the alpha male. I said that I was the alpha male and that today I'd beat him up and claim his throne as king of the middle school. He said that if I wanted to go, then he'd be happy to go. So I told him to bring it on. By now, the whole school was watching, and I could see a bunch of people recording. The fight had begun, and all eyes were on me. That's when I realized I didn't know how to fight.
Round one. Fight!
I figured I'd try and copy a few moves I've seen on TV, but that didn't really do anything. That's when Bryce pulled out his moves. And let me tell you, it was not pleasant being punched in the gut by Bryce Anderson. I fell to the floor and everyone started laughing at me. I tried to get up, but I was down. Bryce just said, "Wow," before he left with his friends. Eventually, all the people there left to go to class, and I could hear them snickering. Albert Sandy walked past me, and when he did, he said that I wasn't allowed to go to Hustlers University anymore, and that I'd always be a beta. The rest of the day was shit. Everyone in my classes laughed at me. This whole school saw the whole thing. Honestly, this is even more embarrassing than the feminist club. Or maybe not. I don't know. Either way, my social life is fucked. I guess I'm not meant to be an alpha, or to get girls. I realize that some people are just born lesser than others. I guess it's all determined by genetics. That some are born Chads, while others are just born beta with no chance. I realized that was stupid of me to think I could try and change my status, since that's all I would be. I wasn't born a Chad. I wasn't born with muscles. You're either born liked and respected or you're not, and there's nothing you can do to change that. I learned that the hard way today. There's no red pilling your way to the top because you're born at the bottom. You stay at the bottom. You know what? I'm glad Albert banned me from his stupid little club. At least I know the truth now, and I don't have to keep living in his delusions. I actually know how things are. I kept thinking about this, and that's when I heard a voice from behind me. Well, well, Bubby. It was Manny. Manny said it was quite a show that I put on back there. I asked him how he knew about that, and he said that he's eyes all over and that he's always watching. That's when he started looking at my book. He said the journal, give it to me. Now, I already had enough experiences with people reading my journal without my permission, so I wasn't about to let him take my journal. But I guess it was to no avail, because before I could do anything, he took my journal and started reading through it. Interesting, just as expected. I told him to stop reading my journal, but either he didn't hear me or he ignored me. He then went on about how I was first a simp, and then I was red pilled, and now there's only one way for me to go. I didn't know what he meant by that, so I asked him, and he said that I was so close, but I was missing a few key pieces. He said that my red pill phase was stupid, but necessary to bring me closer to the truth. I asked him what he meant by that, and he said that I'm already starting to get it, and I've written about it in the last page. He said it had a name, and it was called the black pill. He said that the black pill was the realization that all efforts to change one's social status and standing are fruitless. He said that the girls only care about what you look like, and you're born with that since day one. Once you're born, you're set, and you can't change it. This is basically everything I realized after the fight, but what I don't get is why ugly guys don't get ugly girls, and medium looking guys don't get medium looking girls. Because I've seen some pretty mid chicks, and they always go for the same guy as the pretty girls do, even though they're obviously not on those guys' levels. Manny said that the red pill was correct about hypergamy, and that women are dating up with high value men, but incorrect that low value men can move up and become high value men. Once you're born at the bottom, you stay at the bottom. I asked him if it was always like this, and why girls get a say and guys don't. And Manny said that the girls and guys used to match with people on their level, but now, because of feminism and online dating, girls have a ton more options, and guys are getting left out of it. I guess this is all hopeless. Your options are laid out for you since you're born, and the best thing I can do now is lie down and rot. I figured that nothing is going to change anytime soon, and that there's not much I can do to make my situation any better. I asked Manny if it was going to be this way forever, and his answer surprised me. Not exactly. Manny said there was going to be a beta uprising where all the beta males would take back the world from the Chads and the Stacys and establish a new society where women were distributed equally. I had no idea what Chad or Stacy meant, so I asked Manny what he meant, and he told me that it was best to learn about this stuff from a like-minded community. That's when Manny went to my computer and typed up a website called something that will get my video struck down, a word that I can't say here on YouTube. He told me that this was a forum for people like me, and that I'd do well to talk here. He said that I just needed to make an account and I'd be set. Now, I didn't know much about this website, but I figured it'd do me good to talk to people who are in my situation. So I made an account and started to post, and sure enough, people responded. It was all kind of guys like me, guys who'd gotten rejected and had never been in a relationship. And the best part is people here realize exactly what I had about women and men and how looks go into play most of the time. Now I know that I'm not the only one. It's nice to be able to talk to other people about this stuff, which I learned means people who are basically like me and can't get a relationship. I learned more and more about the black pill, and it all began to make sense. Why girls behave the way they do, why some guys get rejected and others do fine. Honestly, I wish I'd known it sooner, because it would have made things a lot easier. I found out that Chads are basically the guys like Bryce who get girls. Stacy's are the hot girls and popular girls like Holly. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff like Chad Lights, Normies, and Beckys. Basically, it was all a scale of attractiveness, ranging from Giga Chad all the way down to Normie, Chad Light, Chad, Giga Chad. Everything makes sense now. Now I know why I always got rejected by the Foids, when guys who had no consideration for them got them fine. This has basically been my whole life up to this point, and it's crazy to think that I never saw this until now. I admit, it's going to be interesting seeing how things go from here on out, especially considering that I live with a Foid in my house. I mean, she's my mother, but now I can't unsee her foidish behavior whenever I look at her. I know they're incapable of real love or depth, and only care about shallow, surface level stuff when it comes to mate selection. They're cognitively, they're cognitively, they're cognitively deficient in every way, and even their friendships lack any real meaning and depth. Honestly, I'm not sure if they're even people, but at least now I know how they work and that they'll never see eye to eye with me. Realizing this about women is honestly really relieving for me because now I know why they act the way they do. I don't have to worry about why they aren't interested in me because I know it's not my fault, it's theirs. Women are just wired to only like shallow things, and that's how things are. I know that my social life at school is fucked, and that any chance of recovering from what I did at the feminist club is ruined by the thing with Bryce. I guess this is the life of it. I better get used to it because it's not going to change. Looks like our boy Greg's finally figuring out how the world works. December, Monday. To shorten it all out, I met this guy in a suit while I was walking home from school. He played this stupid game with these envelopes. After the whole thing, I got $10,000 out of it. He told me I can do more games like that one, and he gave me a business card with a phone number on it. I can win kid games like that. It'll be a piece of cake. Before I went, I called Rowley and a few others so they can play with me. If we all play, I have a better chance of winning. Tuesday. The next day, we all met up down the block. When the van came, we all got in. I don't remember what happened next because I woke up in this giant room with people wearing sweats, including me. I just pushed it all aside and met up with everyone again. Then all these men in pink suits came through this giant door and explained the rules. Then they took us to the first room for the first game. All it was the red light, green light. But the person, or thing, that was calling red light, green light was this giant robot child or something. As we started the game at 5 minutes, I was already ahead of everyone else, except Ruby Bird. Don't ask me why she was here. I saw her wobble a little, and she was shot. Like, holy shit. When they said you get eliminated, I didn't think they meant die. A bunch of people decided to be stupid and run away, but they all died. I just kept my cool and went through the game like it was nothing. Thankfully, Rowley, Fregley, and Chirag are still alive. When we all got back to the main room, they put the prize money in this giant pig. For each person who dies, they add 100 million. I have to win.
Are you the beta?
I am no. I'm an alpha.
Not if you think you and your wife are equal. Beta!
Oh, because I tell you why.
Beta!